Let's start in seated. Well, I feel a bit out of place here with my jammy tops. So welcome and good morning, PJ Yogis. Thanks for joining me on the mat this morning. And finding a comfortable seat, of course, also for that reason of coming into a stable state, closing down your eyes, and just feeling into your environment. For some of us, it's not new anymore to practice at home, or for me to practice without you physically here, but I feel, really the energies feel, I sort of visualize, I know who's here, know who we are as a group. But you at home, I really want you to smile to all these energies that you are practicing with, the flowers, the carpet, the different surface, the sofa being around, the sun streaming in from a different angle than it would in the studio. Children, of course, partners, other people, your pets, and just welcome them in and see them and embrace them as an enrichment of your practice. I'm sure in a while's time, we'll look back at this time and go, oh, remember, we could be practicing at home. It's so cozy, it was so enriching. Let's bring the hands in prayer in front of the hearts. And a gentle reminder, just so you hear it, I know we know, that we're practicing for something in addition to a physical practice. Yoga being a beautiful way of being a healing practice, of altering our consciousness. In our consciousness, our mind, the influence is there, will influence and heal our body. We're just acknowledging that with the chant of an Om. Let's do this together. Let's exhale. Big inhale. Om. And just keeping the hands in prayer position, keeping the eyes closed, and just coming into a few still rounds of breathing. Still in a way that doesn't need to be a big movement in your physical body. You're welcome to move into a gentle Ujjayi breath. Just so that you feel that slight tingling against the throat, that sound that anchors you to the present moment. The sound that elicits change in your nervous system. The sound that allows you to deepen your breath. The sound that brings you back to the present moment, to yourself. Thank yourself for having made the effort to be on time, to come to the mat to practice. You're welcome to set an intention. And we simply go into a few side bends this morning to start with. So whichever way you're seated, you're welcome to stay. You're welcome to switch positions, especially if you sit cross-legged. Bring one hand, let's make it the left hand, I could say right, so I'll mirror you. But let's bring our own left hand to the floor and the right arm overhead. Inhale, and then exhale, just coming into a side bend. If you want to, like me, you're welcome to keep your eyes closed and then inhale, coming up and then over to the other side. Just a gentle side bend. You can, of course, look towards the floor. Inhale up, exhale, changing, and then flow in your own rhythm. Yes, if the weight comes off the buttocks a little, do that, knowing that we want to elicit change in our side body. Yeah, you could do this looking up towards the upper thumb, or if your neck is better in a looking down variation, then do that. Looking up. That's it. Move at your own pace. And if you want to stay on either side for a few breaths, do that. Just feel into it. Maybe we want to come almost onto the forearms. Maybe this is a much better idea for your neck, then perhaps you feel it in your side body. Okay, I'll stay on this next side for a little longer. Beautiful. And just always coming back into your ujjayi breath. Beautiful. And then coming up and releasing. And we're coming into a lying down idea, into lying down position. And just lower yourself down. Interlace the hands behind your head. Keep your legs straight and your heels anchored. And then it's almost, those of you who practiced yin yoga with me, it's almost like a bananasana, a banana shape. I'd like you to shift and shuffle your upper body. Let's say your left elbow, pretending you have space there, your left elbow to your left buttock or ankle. So you do the banana shape with the upper body only, and you know what's going to happen here. We're shortening the left side and we lengthen the right side. Let me see. But the idea is that the elbows stay broad, the shoulder blades stay on the mat, and your buttocks stay on the mat as well. Can you shorten a little more, or lengthen the right side a little more and shorten the left? Ooh, and if we've gone it a little too far, we can't have a gentle smile internally, and we can't have an even breath externally. We have come too far for yoga being a healing practice. We haven't come too far for, just, practicing physically, but for it to be a healing practice, for the breath to be soft and smooth. We've come too far if we need to strain and we can't breathe. Oh, beautiful. Let's slowly, just a little commando crawl, bit by bit, come back to center. What you feel is your center. And then I suggest you change the interlace of the fingers, bring back that pillow idea, and then go over to the other side. If you have to shuffle a little like I have to make space on the right side, that's it. So the buttocks stay, the legs are strong Tadasana legs, and then you side bend. We could do this standing, of course, kneeling, cross-legged. I would do it lying down. So lying down, I'm coming off. I'd like to see. You can still measure your hip bones are equal distance to the ceiling. That's it. Maybe you want to tilt your head a little. Maybe you've kept this a little bit conservative, and by now you can shuffle over to the side a little more. Yeah, just feel it. Now play with it. Legs together, I think I said initially, but if it's too strong, separate the feet, the legs, but keep them together if you can. That's it, Ingrid. Nice. And then just notice and go, oh, maybe that's another yogic movement or another posture that you could take first thing in the morning. You go, oh, I feel like yoga practice, but I don't really know what to do. Just notice how it feels for you. I find this highly useful. And then coming back to center. Oh, beautiful. And then slowly just bend the knees. We're coming into a gentle bridge pose flow. And then we come to seated, do more side bending. So bridge pose, palms facing down. Exhale, flatten your spine, and inhale, lift the arms overhead and lift the hips as well. So we could do, and then exhale, coming down. So the spine curls down, vertebra by vertebra. Hands come down, hips come down. Now, find your own breathing rhythm and do this movement, these moving bridges with coordination of the breath and with curling down, up and down, vertebra by vertebra. Now we could do the same idea, the same physical idea, I'm coming off, I'd like to see, with cat and cow. Yeah, but we're on the floor already, so we're going to do this. So if you need your home practice to be without me, maybe at different times of the day, just modify. Go, oh, yeah, okay, cat and cow, same idea. I just have energy to roll around the floor. This is what I could do. Now stay in your highest bridge. So we arms overhead, stay on that next bridge. Beautiful. Good. And then if you're that way inclined, if you feel that's appropriate, we're going to go into windscreen wipers, but with our hips lifted. We've done it before in class. So this means exhale, perhaps with the knees and the hips over to the right. You don't have to sink all the way down. Feel into your feet now. So if you're going to the right, you're on the outside edge of your right foot, inside edge of your left foot. You come back up, inhale, and then you go over to the other side. And then you do that a few times and you go, oh, okay. This feels a little bit of side body engagement here, but it's a bit strong in the front of the belly. It stimulates my lower back. It really strengthens my buttocks, my thighs. And it brings me into the present moment with the breath. Let me see. Beautiful. Good. There is no aim to go a lot to the side, but the aim is to do this a few more times to each side and keep the hips lifted. That's brilliant, ladies. Beautiful. And then slowly coming out, drawing the knees to the chest. Excellent. Very nice. And we're coming up to seated position to then go into kneeling, knees wide, toes touching, and we're coming forward into forward hero pose. Ah, nice. That was a smooth transition, wasn't it? Forward to the floor. And then we move over to one side. I'm going to the left. So I bring my upper body over to the left. Brilliant. And then I'm aiming to have my right hand on top of the left. So I really feel into that side stretch on the right. Beautiful. Head can hang, head can be supported if you have props there. And then slowly coming back to center. And we're going over to the other side. When we stay in that still position, we're just going to come back into Ujjayi breath. Feel that side stretch. I'm going to take my jammy top off. What does it say? Saving the world before bedtime. Yeah, each and every day, of course. Beautiful. Out of the filming. And then slowly coming up. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the knees together. You need to see how you want to position yourself on your mat. We keep the left leg bent on the knee and we come into the right leg straight. And we just do a flowing, by the time you organize yourself, join me when you can. We're doing a flowing gate pose. So we're reaching over to the long leg side. Yeah, that was our exhale. Inhale, we're coming back to center. And then exhale, we're just gonna go, oh, how is this going on that shorter side? Maybe if you have your prop there, I mean, I could easily come to the floor, but I just want to demonstrate if you don't want to, if it's a little much this morning, have a cushion, sofa cushion, have your bolster, or if you don't need to, beautiful. And then we're not staying, we're coming up with belly strong and with that strong leg, that straight leg strong, inhale up, and then exhale to that side. Oh, inhale coming up. Notice how that foot of that straight leg needs to push into the floor and the belly needs to be engaged. Nice and gentle, beautiful. Nice, ladies. We all have a different rhythm. So as long as you come up on the inhale with both arms, on the exhale to either side. Beautiful. I'm looking forward so I can see you, but if you wanted to keep your gaze, say, to your upper thumbs the whole time, or to your upper thumb, we can do that, getting the neck into the equation and then reaching a little further. And then I would suggest once you're even, excuse me, we're staying on each side for a few breaths. And then you can play with how would you like to position your gaze, your drishti. Where would you like to look? What's good for your neck? Would you like to keep moving? I find one side is a little more restricted here this morning than the other. And then we're moving over to the second side. This is probably our shorter side. Beautiful. But reaching like a side angle, reaching over with the top arm and yet drawing the arm into the socket. Yeah, so the side body often gets a little forgotten. I mean, we always have all movements of the spine, but to focus a little more on our side body and then coming up. And then bringing the hands down, and then we have to do this on the other leg, don't we? Good. So the idea is, I point the foot forward sometimes to the side, or towards you and away. So see what in your body works best with that foot position here. Slightly different ideas. That's your external rotation a little more, and then let's start. Inhale here. Exhale to the leg, straight leg. I think it's a bit easier. Good. Inhale coming up and exhale to the side. Beautiful. Maybe you need a prop or something here. Good. Notice that foot. Now we're keeping moving in our own rhythm. Straight leg foot, thighs, belly, bandhas. Have your belly engaged. That's what's keeping you safe. It's not about what it looks like. If you see yourself on the screen, is it just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm still doing what everyone else does? but it's the feeling into what do we want to achieve. Side body, lateral bend, a few more movements, moving with the breath. Good. And then noticing what would be your preference this morning. Maybe you like the slow movement. Maybe you just want to stay still. Yeah. In a moment's time, we're staying on that straight leg side first. Yeah. Feel into what's good for your neck. Maybe you need to look to the big toe. Maybe you look forward towards the belly, or maybe you rotate and look up, reaching over. Maybe we can shorten that gate pose a little. Beautiful. Few more exhalations. Good, good. Engage that straight leg thigh as well. So no collapsing in the structure. Inhale, coming up. Beautiful. And then exhale to that second side. We could be a little soreish in the side body tomorrow. Beautiful. I can already feel that. Beautiful. Good. Just a few more breaths. Nice work. Well, I can hear movement from upstairs, so maybe Mars is actually moving with us. And then, you know, coming up. Oh, yeah, it's giving me a sign. And exhale, coming out. Beautiful. Nice. Have a little chair pose. Come into your Ujjayi breath. Yeah, let me see who else may have joined. And we'll just acknowledge as a group. Oh, there is Sabrina. Good morning, Sabrina. And good morning, Mars. He taken off his avatar. Well, well. Beautiful. So let's come back into kneeling again. And I just like that little fancy bit that we've done the other day. Fancy bit. Left leg bent. That was our first leg, wasn't it? Yeah. And that right leg, this time, a right angle between the upper leg and the lower leg, and the foot points outwards this way. And remember what we did? We did this moving like this, but I'd like us already to bring our hands up. Yes, so external rotation. You can bend the elbows a little. And then we move into the direction of that bent knee. That was our exhalation. And you just push into the heel and have a little recoil. Exhale in, inhale, coming up. Good, good. See if you can still feel it engaging in your side body here. When you push off, that's it. So your belly is engaged. And then you know what we're going to do. Oh, I think we all look like beautiful goddesses here this morning. We're going to see if we could actually just lift the leg off. Yeah, good. Notice how that switches the belly. Bandha, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And then going, maybe I can lift off and I can straighten the leg. And then lessen the impact here. So your core strength, that's it, beautiful. The core strength actually takes that. So we're not coming down like, yeah. That's good fun, I thought. Good, can we hover a little longer? Without holding the breath. And then slowly releasing, beautiful. I felt that in my arms. Let's do a few shoulder rolls. If you want to lean back, you know, sit back onto your heels and do your shoulder rolls, do that. Yeah, well done. If the knees need support underneath, just grab a few, you know, sofa cushions. Ring the bell for the person to bring you some. Rotation the other way. Beautiful. And then we do the other side. Yeah, knee joints okay? Pause as you need to. That's always the case. Beautiful. I like this. Arms up, shoulders down, the back and in. So it's not just like that. It's like your shoulder blades want to come in towards each other. So the chest opens. When you're ready, is this a right angle? Is this useful? Leaning forward. Oh, feel this in your hamstrings. Yeah. Feel it slightly in your hip flexor area as well. Good. Good. Hang on, elbows. That's it. And then keeping the palms so that we could actually balance the water. We're in a water sign today in Pisces. So it's a beautiful day to become a little softer, more feminine. This is like for daydreaming, for meditation, and for holding the water. So if the water starts opening, if we feel a little bit more teary, or if we feel ourselves drawn to the water, don't hold back, let it happen. Let's lift. That's it, belly, belly. Yeah, So let's see if we can aim to be a little bit longer airborne. Beautiful. When you're ready, you could ask to straighten the leg. Nice. And even though it seems that knee joint may take a lot of load, you're actually balancing with your core. Why is this side not as easy as the other side? Oh, nice. And this lifting comes from here, from your side body. Beautiful. Now let's kind of go, enough of that. Let's come into something we know a little better. Let's come into downward facing dog. Well done. Good PJ yogis this morning. One heel up, one heel down. Very nice. Yeah, maybe we're a bit sore from yesterday's practice. I know I am. Good, just feeling into it. Brilliant. I like us to come into three-legged dog and then taking the dog to the bushes. I think it suits what we've been doing this morning already. So the left leg up, three-legged dog, and then just gently bend at the hip, bend at the knee, and bring it up and come into that gentle twist. Upper arms rolling outwards. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't look exactly the way I demonstrate, but the idea is to be solid in your standing leg. Good. Bring your heel, bring your right heel to the floor to the best of your ability, but then stay there and come up onto tippy toes. Inhale. And then exhale, bring that heel down. Can we do that twice more? So finding the mobility in this twist, in this hip opening, and still move with that straight leg on the floor. Beautiful. And then slowly releasing. Let's walk the dog out again. Your alternative, if you feel it's a little strong on your hands, would be, I demonstrate on the other side, it's still this position. You can still come into hips lifting. We're coming back into downward facing dog though. So three-legged dog, inhale, knee lifted, hip lifted, come onto the left heel. Too strong, bring your knee down. That's it. Good. Beautiful. And then we're coming onto the heel and we come onto tippy toes with that standing leg, that left standing leg. Back onto the heel, up onto tippy toes. Back onto the heel, up onto tippy toes. Coming back into downward facing dog and walking the hands to the feet. Beautifully forward bend. Let's alter it. Let's bring our forearms onto the thighs. Let's let the head hang. Oh, can you hear the kookaburras? Now, if you go, oh, Bettina, that's too easy for me, you can come all the way forward. In fact, let's toe heel the feet just hip distance apart, and we're coming into Padangusthasana. So hold the big toe with the first two fingers, and then inhale, looking up, lengthening the spine. Spine notices it's long. Exhale, drawing yourself closer. Beautiful. Lower back a little tender, hamstrings a little tender, bend your knees. But still draw the shoulders away from the ears. Let me see. Beautiful. So the head is hanging, but there is activity in your back muscles. You're drawing the shoulders away from the ears. A beautiful calming forward bend. It's also very stimulating to the digestive system. So if you haven't had brekkie, like me, the belly will be absolutely ready for the brekkie. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, bend your knees, release the hands forward into downward facing dog again. Beautiful. Let's stay in down dog. Remember, lately we've been really paying a lot of attention to the upper arms rolling outwards and how that feels. That allows the shoulder blades so snugly buggly to hug against your back. Head is hanging, as you know, looking to the ankles, to the knees, upper arms roll outwards. Very well done, everyone. Inhale, come onto tippy toes. Exhale, come into tabletop position. Brilliant. On the next inhale, our left knee lifts up like this. And you look forward, inhale here. And then exhale, see if you can bring it behind you to the opposite side. So that left knee goes to the right. Ta-da, is this even possible? And then you come back up. And then we release. Maybe I'll show you this way. It's more of a feeling sensation. Then where am I going to go? Right knee lifts, inhale. And then you lift that. It's a bit like taking the dog to the bushes. And then you want to bring, you can bend your elbows, swivel the body around, so you could almost bring that knee back to the left. Or maybe you actually get there. Oh, and where you feel is that buttock that's still on the floor. We'll do it again. Left knee lifting up. Keep it lifted, keep it in that direction. And then we could say bring your left toe back behind you, but we're not stopping at the toe. We're actually coming all the way down onto that knee. And we feel this here in our side body and here in our right buttock. You may just hover. Yeah, looking good. And then strong belly, strong arms coming back up. Whoa, we're looking for the side core engagement. Right knee, lifting, lifting. A little swivel on the knee. Yes, yes, that's it, Ingrid. That's it. That's it, Emily. That's it. Yeah, give yourself permission. Getting maybe the toe and then the knee. Ooh. Notice if we were to sit down now, we were almost in Gomukhasana. And then coming back up, back into downward facing dog. Wiggle it out, let it go. We don't need to understand it. We felt it, that's all. Enough said. Let's come forward into high plank. Inhale. Yeah, a little bit of strength, a little bit of a wiggle. Good. Let's step the right leg out. Let's step the left leg out. Oh, it sounds like a kid's song, doesn't it? Step the right leg in, step the left leg in, or something like that. We're still in high plank. Unless you've got your knees down, you're welcome to do that. Ujjayi breath. Inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. Walking the feet forwards to the hands. So you hang forward, true Uttanasana. Hanging forward, nose to knees. Curling up vertebra by vertebra when you're ready. Beautifully done. Yeah, we can't have a Sunday without a sun salutation. Even in the name. Please feel free to set an intention for your sun salutation. What would you like to salute? I'm saluting this morning. I'll disclose that I posted that last night, that we still have the choice over our feeling and over our thinking. And that will never be taken away with so many restrictions and the freedoms taken away. Let's celebrate that choice that we still have. Beautiful. So we'll do just a traditional variation and we'll see what happens. Ujjayi breath. Yeah, I'll face you front on this morning. Beautiful. Open the eyes. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reaching up. Exhale, coming forward into Uttanasana. Allow yourself to feel how this feels. Halfway lift. Allow yourself to open the chest. Exhale. One leg steps back, the other leg. We'll do a down dog here first. Inhale, high plank, and then your chaturanga. Can be on the knees. Good, Ingrid. Elbows back to the hips for everyone. Make the spine long. Inhale to open, elbows in. Exhale to downward facing dog. Stepping the feet in a little for one. Gazes to the knees, to the toes, so that the head is hanging. Upper arms rolling outwards. The triceps move in towards each other. The hands are firmly planted down for 4 and 5. Inhale onto the toes. Exhale, crouching down, coming forward. Halfway lift once you're there. Exhale, folding nose to knees, and then strong legs come all the way up, palms face up. And exhale at the top. Let's come into Samasthiti. Beautiful. Let's do a side bend before we come into the other side. Just coming into Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, looking up. And the palms stay together. Exhale, let's go with the upper body to the right. Solidify the legs. Notice how the thighs need to switch on. Gentle tilt in the pelvis. Beautiful. The breath is soft. You could almost have a conversation here with me. Last exhale, inhale, coming to center, and then over to the other side. Yeah, the body's used to this now. We've had a few side bends. So stay there, even if you can't see me. Drop your shoulders away from the ears. So even though we're side bending, we're still keeping the spine long. Yeah, beautiful. Well done. Don't hold your breath. Make this a healing practice. And then inhale, coming forward, and we're going forward. Exhale, release. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale into your high plank. Keep the chest lifted. Look towards your camera. Look forward. Beautiful. Coming into chaturanga, and then inhale into your back bend. Up dog or your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. For 1. Checking in whether your belly is engaged. I'm coming off so I can see. For 2, inner smile, outer smile. Nice and solid. For 3, Emily, upper arms roll outwards a little. Yeah, oh, the triceps, nice. Come together. Beautiful. And 5. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Strong legs come all the way up. Inhale and exhale to release. Beautiful. Let's come into a standing back bend. An Urdhva Hastasana, inhale, and then an exhale, perhaps a little back bend. So aim for this to come out of your chest. Your hips are gently pushing forward. Thighs are engaged. So you notice if your lower structure isn't solid, isn't safe, your lower back's going to go, oh, but this is going to hurt. Only if we're going too far, only if we don't have the belly engaged. How far back is appropriate? And then inhale to come up straight, exhale to come forward, salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. And on our next exhale, we just step the right leg back into a warrior 2 position, a sideways warrior. That's it. So the left leg is forward, the right leg is back, a leg and a half. And we're coming into side angle pose. Such a beautiful position, and side bending again. Lift and lengthen, inhale, exhale, reach forward. And then pause here for a moment. So you want to kind of have that right angle between upper leg and lower leg, yeah? Good. Inhale here, exhale. You can bring your left forearm onto your thigh, right forearm or right arm reaches up. And then the moment it reaches up, it draws back into the socket. So your shoulder blades snugly buggly against the back. Turn your head to look up to the upper thumb. If you're familiar with the full posture, you can release the left hand behind your left leg. And then those 2 work against each other to open your hips. And that's that side stretch stimulation again. Last exhale, inhale to come up. And exhale, we're going into the reverse warrior. So just casually, right, I'll show you here. Back hand rests on the back leg. Front arm faces up, inhale and exhale, we're coming back. Oh, yeah, nice. Let it be felt. I'm coming off, I'd like you to stay. Sabrina and everyone, just monitor that front knee. You don't want it to veer in too much. It sort of goes over the first and second toe. Nice, Inga, good, Kathy. Beautiful, everyone, nice. Notice the moment you kind of go, oh, that's getting a bit strong. You absolutely welcome to draw strength from your breath and from your belly, pelvic floor. Last exhale. Inhale, coming into neutral, warrior 2. Exhale, we come forward, we frame the foot, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale into your high plank. You can stay or you can come with me into chaturanga. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to open, up dog or your cobra. Exhale, everyone, back into down dog. 5 breaths here. You know the alternative. If it's too much, come into cobra or come into child's pose. No questions asked. This is Sunday morning. I mean, life is mumbo jumbo anyway, but you know, we still know that it's a Sunday, so maybe we've gone to bed later, not slept so well. You know your energy. Okay, if you've rested, perhaps come back up. You can have that last exhale with us in downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step, walk or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, folding all the way. And no chair pose, just straight coming up. Inhale. Or with chair pose all week. Exhale, releasing. Brilliant. Just gathering your breath again in Ujjayi breath. And as always, you can make your practice physically as strong or as gentle as you like. But let's not compromise the fact that yoga practice is a healing practice. Come back to breath. Present moment, that beautiful picture in your mind that all is well with the breath, eliciting beautiful change, beautiful healing responses in your body. Never more needed than now. Remember our next salutation, we are going to step the left leg back. Release the hands. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. Exhale, coming forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, the left leg goes back, doesn't it? Into a warrior two, sideways warrior. So right leg is forward, left leg back. Adjust maybe a little. So you can be anywhere from here, just a smidgen of a bend in the front leg, or a little more. Beautiful. And just solidify what's happening here. Can you feel the chest opens to the side? The hips open to the side, the tailbone tucked. I'll show you from the side. You all know. Beautiful. Inhale here, exhale. Just a little reach forward. Notice how the lower structure doesn't change. And then side angle. Just a gentle touchdown. This is just not a leaning in. I know you know. Left arm reaching overhead, chest open. So there is this beautiful energy now from your left fingertips to your left heel. Nice, Kathy. Nice, everyone. Good. Nice, Emily. Keeping the focus on your breath. Yeah. And that's sometimes a challenge when we're at home, alone in our home practice. Like, So if you have a practice where someone holds the space for you and it holds you a little accountable, it's a different idea. If you wanted to release that right hand back down behind, only if it's useful. Good, nice side bend. Beautiful. Last exhale here. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, the reverse warrior, back hand down, front arm reaches. Reaching a bit of a lateral stretch. So that I said side bend before, I meant beautiful side angle. Pose, beautiful expression. Now beautiful reverse warrior. Do not forget to lunge into your front leg. That's it, Emily, coming a smidgen forward. But checking in with the breath. The breath is soft and smooth. Inner smile, outer smile. That back shoulder is not hunched. This is soft and smooth. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, frame your foot, step back down dog. Doing well, yogis. Inhale, high plank. Either staying or chaturanga, elbows back, heart forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Take a rest as you need to. If not, you can stay in your downward facing dog and just enjoy that beautiful inversion that it is also. Let me see, the head is hanging. Inner smile, outer smile. Solid Adho Mukha Svanasanas here, I have to say. Nice downward facing dog. If you've rested, come back up. Last exhale here. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And then strong legs come all the way up. Inhale. And exhale at the top. Beautiful expression. We're going to go into Trikonasana, stepping the left leg back, the right leg forward. Arms out, inhale. Beautiful. So that's to the side. Exhale, reach. Trikonasana. So your right back of the hand against the shin. Unless you have the space, you pull against the big toe. Nice. Just a few breaths if you can. Tilt your head. Tuck the chin under, rotate and look to your upper thumb. Beautiful from what I can see. Excellent. Trikonasana there, Marty. Trying to slack off a little. Last exhale, look to your big toes. Strong legs. Inhale, come up. And how about we can turn away from the camera? You can turn your right foot in, your left foot out. You know your Trikonasana. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Pivot. And then find your way into the shape, but make sure your shoulders are away from the ears so the spine is long. Tailbone to the top of the head is length building. I'll show you if you need to see. Beautiful. Such a beautiful expression. Trikonasana. How many triangles can you feel? Beautiful expressions, ladies. Nice. Always coming back to the breath, always opening the chest, opening the heart. Nice, Kathy. Beautiful. Good English. Good. Last exhale. Strong legs. We're coming up. Inhale. And can we face the front or just the long edge of the mat? Can we? Hands to hips. So we're coming into the Prasarita Padottanasana stand. Yeah, and it's easy for me. I've got the whole setup here. Yeah. So wrists and ankles, they stay in one line, just so that you know. Good. That's it, Ingrid. So feet parallel, hands to hips. And then the elbows come back behind you. That's kind of enticing the chest to open. Lift and lengthen. Inhale, engage your thighs. Exhale, come forward. However, we're not going to stay there. We're going to bring the hands down. And when we move over to the right leg, and then we see how far to the right can we bring our upper body, and can we have a little connection here to that right foot? You know, you may come into holding like this. How close could your right body, your upper body come towards your right leg? So twisted Prasarita Padottanasana. Just a little different shape. Now we all have different dimensions. Right, to see where that gets you. Good. Good. Last exhale. And then we're reaching forward. We're coming forward, but we're coming into a strong position this time. So reach your arms forward as far as you can, even looking up. Exhale here, and then inhale. Legs are strong. Could you actually lift your upper body and the arms up? If not, you may need to come back a little. Safely. Belly strong. If it's too much in your lower back, you can bend your knees, lifting up and then folding down a little. And then let's do that again. Lifting up, inhale, and then folding down. Can we do one more? This will surely make room for breakfast. Inhale, lifting up and exhale. And then we maneuver ourselves so the solidity of your Prasarita Padottanasana leg stays. And we're just coming to that side. That will look different for everyone. Yeah, it's another lateral bend. Let me see. Beautiful. Yeah, just a different idea. That's it, Emily. Just finding a bit of stillness. Beautiful. Few more breaths. And then coming back to center. And we come into our traditional variation. So the fingertips in line with the toes here. If they reach, lift and lengthen. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, the full expression. Maybe this morning, because we're so nicely warmed up, the head comes to the floor perhaps, thighs engaged, elbows in. Prasarita Padottanasana. Yeah, so those of you with a headstand practice, you could come to the head here. You could even lift up into tripod, or maybe that's something that you want to do for next year. Yeah, no, that was just a pajama yoga extra bit. And then inhale to look up. Exhale, hands to hips, strong legs. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, toe heel your feet in a little. Right. Turning the toes out, heels in. Goddess pose. Yes. We couldn't have a side bend practice without goddess pose. Coming into cactus arms here. And then we're coming to the right. So the right forearm comes to the right thigh. And the left elbow comes up. And we're sinking down into our goddess pose. And we're shortening the right side, lengthening the left side. We inhale, come back up. Looks a bit like monkey pose. And then over to the other side. And we just stay here for a few breaths. We just allow the strength to feel really good. And then we come back to center. And then we're actually going to come into a squat. I like you on the floor. Can we bring the fingertips down? Can you walk in? Can you sink down into a squat? Otherwise, you can maneuver yourself into a squat in a way that suits you. Nice. How are we all going? Give us a smile. Beautiful. Good. So, forward bend. We're missing a twist, remember? Did you notice? I got a lovely twist prepared for you. I thought we could come. I mean, we had a twist. We had bridge windscreen wipers, so we could do seated windscreen wipers with no hands, Mum. Yeah. So Toblerone legs. It just looks like our monkey pose, and then the knees to one side, but the chest staying forward. Yep. Good. And then inhale back to center, and then exhale over to the left. Chest stays forward. Oh, Kathy, you've got sun coming in. How nice. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Oh, and there was cats coming in. Good. Good. However, what I was really thinking we could do today, have a little pause, have a little look before we actually lie down. Do you remember the Garudasana legs, eagle pose? I thought we could do them, lie down and come into a Garudasana twist. Because not only does that twist, it just gives this side body here. So shall we do it together? So just we know, can we have our right thigh on top of our left thigh and tangled over? And if that tangle doesn't happen for you, of course, it's just going to be like this then. However, in lying down, most of us will be able to do this. And then we hook them, or we bring her knees to the right. Because that allows your right top leg, which is the top leg, to bring that left knee, that left hip down a little. And I'd like to think we really feel this nicely in that whole hip area here. And then the gaze goes over to the left. Let me see. So we want to make space. We want to elicit change. That's it. If you wanted to, you can bring your knees a little higher towards your torso. The sensation changes, perhaps from side body more into the hip. Oh. Shoulder blades can stay on the floor, but if the left shoulder blade lifts a little because you draw your knees up to the chest a little more, then you can do that. Play with this. Where do you need to position yourself to get some beautiful sensation in your physical body and still breathe? Ujjayi breath back into present moment. Just untangling all these bits from the week and just make space and let it all go and just come into that beautiful altered state of consciousness. Just a few more breaths on this side. Yes, very nice. Nice, Sabrina. Good. Yeah, I can see bits of Mars. That's all good. Nice. Beautiful. Good. 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 And as always, you know, feeling into this and going, oh, I could do this again when this and that happens, or when I come home from seated, or when I've been sitting at home for too long, either that's work or private, or I do this when I've been gardening. You know, you feel into this and go, okay, this is what this does. When I next feel a little tight in that area, that's where I'm going to bring my energy to. And then slowly coming up to center. Okay, so we had our right on top of the left. Now the left on top, tangling again. Let the knees come to the left, the head to the right. Oh, that's a different idea, isn't it? And then bringing the knees perhaps a little further up towards the torso, maybe not. My lower back sort of clicks a little. Maybe you have sound effects as well. It's all good and healthy, but it's just how what it does. Good. Yeah, head into the opposite direction gives your whole spine a twist. Yeah, gives your cervical spine a twist as well. And so I was thinking first we could start with that, but we started with our banana shape. Very nice. Of course, if you needed props here, if you go It's a little odd to have my knees to the floor and my shoulder lift. You could approach this differently and say, I'll keep my shoulder blades on the floor, and I'm at home, I'm just going to support my knees, pretend they're on the floor, but I'm bringing the floor up. Where is your breath? Where is your attention? Coming back to present moment with the use of the breath. Remember, the breath has to be comfortable, and we move the shape around the breath. That's it. Yes, and we embrace all these energies we find ourselves surrounded by. It's beautiful, I think, to have a guided practice in a group and you're in your home environment. And notice in your own body, maybe you go, I wish I could come out of this, or maybe you go, oh, if we stay a little longer, then I'm sure this will ease a little. I'm a bit tired here this morning, my shoulders don't stay on the floor. And then belly strong, inhale, coming up to center with all its sound effects. Untangle, bring the knees to the chest, and let's come into a few Apanasana. So exhale forward to the knees, curling up, and inhale, curling out. Exhale, curling up again. Good. And then curling out, and then we stay there. We stay in that highest position. Brilliant. Good. And then we come up to a seated position. We flow into boat pose. Half boat pose. That's it. Heart forward, shoulders back. Yeah, just come in when you're ready. Knees together. Beautiful. Good. For 3, for 2, for 1. And we're just going to cross at the shins, cross at the ankles, and lift up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Feet down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. We're doing another set. And if you don't want to hold back, if you go, oh, this is useful for me this morning, you can straighten your legs. Miles, I'll expect you to straighten your legs. For 3, for 2, for 1. Oh, one last lift here. Lifting up, inhale, that's belly strong. Exhale, or feet down. Lift up, inhale, exhale, release. Yoginis, good work. Yeah, let's work into the hips. Almost there, almost there. Good. Baddha Konasana. So bring the hands, how can I say, if you lift yourself up like this, you could perhaps bring your buttocks a little closer to your heels. And then opening, yeah? Can we come into this idea of really opening the hips? When I say opening the hips, the blood flow is increased, the energy flow. Lift and lengthen, inhale. When you're ready, just open the soles of the feet like a book and come forward. Yeah. How nice does that feel? Oh, yeah. Good. Stretching that lower back out. Yeah. There's stuckness in the lower back if we haven't found enough joy in our life. This is what the second chakra is all about. So yoginis know inhalation through the top of the head, and yogis as well. Exhale out of the knees, making space. Now stay where you are, keep breathing, but I just want to show you we're going to hollow from the belly. So the belly is drawn in. So we make length here, from your hips to your ribs as you come forward, rather than collapsing in. There is length. So the breath can expand. Yes. Last exhale. Inhale to come up. Exhale to release. We're going to go into a squat one last time. Oh, nice. Closing down your eyes. Just coming into a comfortable position in your squat. Nice. Good. Releasing. Hands forward. Coming into kneeling. Good. Tucking the toes under. Hands to the small of the back. Either a modified camel pose, tailbone tucked under. Here we lift and lengthen. Hands to the back. Or if you feel you're stable and you're steady and this is solid, you can reach back onto the heels. We finish up with this beautiful camel pose with this beautiful back bend. Needs to feel safe though. Yeah, that's it, Ingrid. Shoulders away from the ears. It's like you could have your breakfast balancing on your collarbones here. That is beautiful. Nice, Kathy. Good, good. No bouncing, being safe. The head doesn't necessarily, if you can let it go back, open the throat. Absolutely. But if it does it, nice, Ingrid. Beautiful. Nice, Emily. Beautiful expressions. Good, Sabrina. Going where we can. Nice, let me see. Going where we can, still have that inner smile, outer smile. And then last exhale here and push slightly forward, engaging from your belly and coming into your child's pose. That was marvelous, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Let your forehead be supported. Oh, doing well. So nice. Come back into breathing into your side ribs. You can let go of Ujjayi breath sound. Absolutely. Nice. Contemplate for a moment coming up and coming into a tripod headstand. And if you go, oh, I don't even want to do this setup, you could come into this position, into our rabbit's ears, as you know. Otherwise, let's do it together. Hold upper arms. Yeah, measuring the distance between left and right shoulder. And that indentation that results out of this, that's where you bring your palms of your hands. Top of the head comes forward. Use your mathematical understanding. Where does it need to go to form a beautiful triangle shape with the hands, elbows in? So the chin needs to tuck under to actually find the top of the head. Oh, how good does that feel? You're welcome to stay. If you want to go further, knees underneath the hips. Yeah. The moment we touch down with the top of the head is when we actually draw the shoulders away. There's hardly any weight. Those of you wanting to come out, come out. If you want to go further, knees underneath the hips, I said, toes tucked under. And that's quite a strong position, having the hips here over the shoulders, one knee into the upper arm, other knee into the upper arm. Maybe the knees come together. Maybe this morning there is some lightness for a full expression. Let me come out so I can see. Oops. Nice. Wherever you're at, honor that experience. Nice. Most beautiful inversion, stimulating the pituitary and the pineal glands. If you're still there, just a few more breaths. Otherwise, coming out, bringing the forehead to the floor. Marvelous practice. Beautiful. You're welcome to extract bits of it and just incorporate it into your well-being regime, or do the full practice again. Let's come to seated. Good job. High five to everyone. Seated in your favorite seat. I always do half lotus. I'll kneel this morning. Beautiful. Oh, kudos to you. Getting up, making that commitment. So as always, we're going to chant an Om together. Make sure you're warm. Yeah, you can have the heater on, the cooler on. Just finding comfort here, hands in prayer position in front of the heart. And just notice there is perhaps a shift. Where is the shift between how you kind of have felt within or had an awareness of your physical body and how you feel now physically, and the connection to your body? There's always that sense of feeling a little sort of, invigorated and alive. Yeah. Noticing perhaps a mental shift from the start to now is just to take a moment to check in. Let's chant an Om to close our practice before we go into Shavasana. Perhaps you've set an intention at the beginning and you want to bring that back with the Om. Let's exhale. Big inhale. Loka, Loka, Samasta, Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu, Sukhino Bhavantu. Together. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Bowing the head forward towards the heart, allowing our thinking to align with our feeling. Or sometimes we say our thinking needs to look after our feeling. Finding the balance so all our words, our thoughts and our actions can come from a place of balance where both the thinking and the feeling are considered. Let's bow all the way forward. Namaste. So that sense of namaste, that the divine in me honors the divine in you, and also a massive gesture of gratitude that you have shared your individual energy with me and with the group, and that we were able to practice that ancient practice, that healing practice of yoga together. It is special and it is a gift, and I feel honored. Thank you. I would love that if you could make it into Shavasana with the group, but I do understand that you may have things planned and you won't be able to. For your own sake, I wish you could take Shavasana at least for a couple of minutes. So we're going to lie down. If you have props at home and you want to use them, bring a bolster underneath the knees, or maybe just have your mat rolled up or a few cushions underneath your knees. That's always a gentle way to take pressure off the lower back because it takes the hamstrings out of the equation. Hands can be anywhere. Traditionally, they're on the side away from the body, palms facing up, fingers curled. Finding comfort, finding stillness, finding rest. Just eliciting that feel-good feeling for our mind, for our brain, and for our body. The idea of resting, the idea of integrating what we've experienced in our practice into our physical body, into our unconscious. Giving our mind and our body pleasant, joyful, uplifting experiences to heal. That's never to say we dismiss, what's going on, or we're becoming ignorant. We're still having the joy of having the energy flow, the breath flow through our body. The eyes are soft, the jaw is soft, the chest is relaxed, the belly is soft. Maybe it's your favorite shape here. Staying present to your experience. A few more minutes if you can.